Most of us start the day without thinking twice about it. And many of you might have a morning routine that you follow every single morning. Our morning routine feels automatic because it's familiar to us. We know what to expect every single morning because we follow the same steps every single day. But what if I were to take a random action out of your morning routine abruptly? How would that impact the rest of your day? Across the world, many people come from underserved communities and grow up in a life where they can't have that certainty or that trust that their morning routine will unfold the same way that they want it to. In many communities, 745 million people live without reliable access to electricity. Entire families and individuals are being left behind because the lights don't always turn on. I didn't truly understand what this meant until I visited India when I was in 3rd grade. It only took one day for the lights to go out. At first, I remember thinking that maybe it was something insignificant. But the minutes stretched and soon turned into hours. I had assignments and worksheets to complete, but I wasn't able to get started on them because I couldn't access my online classroom. In fact, my dad had to drive me miles to an internet cafe in a nearby village just so I could get my work turned in. But this wasn't just about my education. I wasn't even able to entertain myself. No Wi-Fi, no games, no TV. I was annoyed. I was frustrated. But before long, my emotions turned into shock because I realized that for all the individuals and people and students that called that community their home, this wasn't just a one-time event. This was their daily reality. In that village, the lights don't always turn on, and power outages are frequent. And so without electricity, students are bound to fall behind. The United Nations has found that students in households without electricity spend 40% less time studying when compared to their peers. 40% less time. Imagine your own life if almost half of your educational and study hours were taken away from you. Think about what doors and opportunities that would have closed for you. And again, this isn't just about the education. I revisited India 2 years later for my cousin's wedding. This time we stayed in a much larger town with access to Wi-Fi and more sophisticated power lines. So I thought that maybe things would be better. But only a couple of days in, the power went out. And I saw my cousin who worked as a data scientist, his work got impacted because his computer shut off instantly. At that moment, I realized that entire communities, families, individuals are losing out on opportunities, careers, because of frequent power shortages. Today, electricity affects much of what we do. It isn't just about the ability to see, it's about the ability to study and work without disruptions, the ability to cook safely, even to think freely without having the heat and darkness pressing in on you from all sides. And without electricity, you're cut off, not just from comfort and luxuries, but also from possibility. And that was the realization that shocked me when I was younger and has stayed with me ever since. So I decided to look for solutions. When I was in middle school, I wrote a book on climate change that was specifically tailored to kids around my age. And one of the chapters on that book had a big impact on me. That chapter was about solar energy and how we can harness the sunlight and turn that into reliable and sustainable electricity. So I decided to take action. I raised funds for from geography competitions, and from all the money that I have earned from my book. And all those funds went into installing a solar energy generation system that was installed in Perupam High School, a rural high school in India. Once those solar system was installed, almost everything was changed. Today, the solar panels generate electricity for 1,200 students that attend that school every single day and produce over 2,000 kilowatt hours of electricity annually. Moreover, it prevents almost 1,600 kilograms of carbon dioxide emissions from entering the Earth's atmosphere every single year, which is the equivalent of planting up to 62 trees. But the impact extends just beyond the numbers. The school now generates more electricity than it actually needs. So by selling that excess back into the local power grid, it has been able to generate a steady income. That additional money now goes into unlocking new opportunities, like more books, better computers, and more resources for the students of that high school. When you take a step back and look at what has happened at Perupam High School, you will see that all it took was one installation, just one. And suddenly, a whole cycle of growth was there. So imagine, what if this wasn't just one high school? What if every single high school across the world had access to solar energy? Classrooms will stay lit, and teachers can plan and teach lessons without having to worry about disruptions. And together, we can turn that dream into a reality. But it's going to take all of us. Every student deserves a school without darkness. So whenever you go back home, whether that's tonight, tomorrow, or on Monday, and you turn that light switch, think about the thousands of students and millions of individuals that are currently sitting in darkness across the world, waiting for their chance, waiting for the power to come back on. While they're waiting, most of us have a choice. We can share this message so more people know what's at stake. We can use our leadership, voice, and skills to support solar energy initiatives across the world. And we can realize that this isn't just about the recognition, the fame, or about the infrastructure. This is an investment into human potential, which is the greatest energy source that our planet has. But we also have a choice to forget and move on. But when you take a moment and reflect and think about how much your life truly depends on electricity, you won't be able to unsee it, and you won't take it for granted. So let's join hands and come together to provide life-changing and sustainable electricity to every school, to every community, to every individual, and to every dream. Thank you.